that's a start. But watchers don't do, and doers don't watch. So let's get to it. Let's get it done. You step it up a notch. We can do it. We can get it done. 'Cause we're doers, and doers don't watch. If I'm anything like you, and I expect as much, we're both more than ready to go from look to touch, and that's the start. 'Cause watchers don't do, and doers don't watch. Let's get to it. Let's get it done. You, let's step it up a notch. We can do it. We can get it done. Don't do, and doers don't watch. Watchers don't do, so let's step it up a notch. We can do it. We can get it done. And doers don't watch. Watchers don't do, and doers don't watch. So let's get to it. Let's get it done. You, let's step it up a notch. We can do it. We can get it done. And doers don't watch. Watchers don't do, so let's step it up a notch. We can do it. We can get it done. 'Cause we're doers. Yes, we're doers. 'Cause we're doers.
Welcome back to the Homestead. I told you guys we were gonna get some more. Oh my goodness, we went right into back to 20s. The wind's blowing, the snow came in, we got about an inch. We got more snow on the way. When you guys see this video, we're in a winter storm warning, so we'll see how that pans out. Stacy was fetching some wood for the cabin, and I'm in charge of watering everybody, making sure everyone's fed, and all things are go out here. One of the things we're battling with during the cold times, obviously, is keeping the water situation open so the animals can all have their waters. Right now we're battling with the horse trough. You know, we got to give them enough water to get by, and then we got to fill it up. But if you were here for one of our earlier videos, we actually had some problems with the hose that we were using, so I went out and got a hose that wouldn't hold the water. It was real flexible, but it was a way small diameter, so the water just creeps out of the hole. So I'm just observing my animals. I'm hanging out on my homestead, and I'm like, why don't I eliminate the problem? Let me show you how I'm going to eliminate the problem of worrying about the horse water every morning.
Well, guess what happened to our little friend Maggie? She got sprayed by a skunk really bad. Everything smells like a skunk all over here. I mean, she must have had it in her mouth. It's not good. So this is the second time it's happened in, you know, less than a year, and I'm gonna have to do my little concoction that I did before, which was baking soda and hydrogen peroxide and dish soap. And it seemed to really work. This morning I just put it on her. She may get some blonde hair from it, but that's okay. But it seems to work, and I just let it set on her. And it's kind of sleety and rainy out, so hopefully it'll get her a little wet and she should be okay. So I'm just putting it on her where the smell is, and it should do the job. Yes, you're stinky. You're a stinky girl.
Man, can you guys believe Maggie got skunked again? We've been out here for 8 years and we've never had a problem. We've smelled them and we know they're around, but this is the first time we've ever had a dog skunked, and skunked twice. So Stacy's putting that treatment on her 3 times, something every couple of hours, and you know, it's knocking the smell off of her. But that's crazy. So if you guys need a tip on that, there you go. There's your nugget. So I'm stopping off in the sheep house because I'm checking on these guys a couple times a day, just because we had one more ewe that was going to lamb out. Plus I'm checking on the new babies, making sure everyone's fat and happy and the milk is flowing. You guys can't come to the sheep house without having new babies. There's a new baby that just dropped. She's right back there. I'm going to take you back and show you. And we're going to say hi to her and see what's going on with the new baby, and see if she's going to have another one or what, because we're just right in here fresh off this birth, and it's only one right now. And I'm going to kind of look at her and see what I think. Good morning. Good morning. Everyone's so happy. So there's the last 2 that you guys were here for the birth. Just on the last video right there. So they're just a couple days old. And they're doing great. And now we're going to walk over and see this brand new baby. She just had her. See how it still has a little bit of yellow on her. Rambo's making sure I'm not getting too close. I've already seen the baby up eating. So that's good. It just actually laid down. Hi, Mama. Good job. Look at your little baby. Brand new. I mean, just minutes old. You guys are seeing it right here. Awesome stuff. And she gets her special treat. She's already developing her little call and everything. Come on, ducks. You gotta come over here because the horses are over there. They will not be denied their breakfast. Yeah, I don't want the horses eating the corn and all that stuff. So we feed them over here, no big deal. They just go right through that gate. Come on, Maggie. One thing's for sure, like, lambing season is one of the coolest times around the homestead. Life is jumping and popping. New babies are everywhere. It's a sure hint that spring is right around the corner. Now actually, this chore is a chore that both of us are going to have to do, and we're going to tell you why.
Teamwork with tea. Hi Maggie, were you taking a nap?
So for this chore, if you guys have been here for a little while, you know that Rambo rubbed up against our other hydrant in their paddock, and I had to shut the water off at the ball valve, and then we were able to maintain our water into the cabin. What happened since then that I haven't told you guys, because it kind of happened a couple days ago, we got really bad into the cold negatives again, like -10, -15, and the cold actually traveled in that water down as like ice, I guess, and transferred the cold into that ball valve, and it actually must have busted it. So we had to shut the water off in the house. So we have been actually doing this kind of rig system for quite a while right now, until the ground unfreezes a little bit. And I'm going to show you how we do it. But right now we got to fill all the jugs inside and some 5-gallon buckets for water for the sheep and stuff. But you know, sometimes this life is challenging.
It is, you just have to go with the flow. We don't have the flow of water, so we'll go with the flow of what we're doing here, but it all works out. It's no big deal because we've done it before, and actually this is easy because the water's right here. We just have to fill up our stuff. I have my jugs from years of doing it before. I've kept them underneath our crawl space, and we just do it. It's part of life.
It's, you know, 10% of what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. You guys remember that when you're on your journey, or just in life in general. So that's just it. I'm going to show you guys how we're doing this water situation. And sometimes you just have to roll with it, you know? If you want to live a sustainable and like self-sufficient life, then you got to be the plumber, you got to be the garbage man, you got to be the everything. The problem solver. Be solution focused, not problem focused. All right, I'm going to show you guys how this works. Okay, so right now we're in the tank room. If you're new to our channel, we live off-grid in the Midwest in a log cabin that we build from wood from the forest from scratch. We also use rainwater, it's gravity fed into our log cabin, and we collect it in these tanks inside this room. And we had this room insulated, so no matter what the temperature is outside, we wouldn't have a hard time keeping it you know, flowing. We had a lot of problems last year, and we addressed those issues. So every time you find weaknesses at your place, make sure you address them right away, so the next time you'll be in much better shape. You can see right up there we have a thermometer in here. Looks like we're running right at about 33, 34 degrees. Nothing in here is frozen up. All the tanks are good to go. The water's in there and they're not frozen, and the ball valves are moving. But now I have to go all the way to that wall and turn it on so we can get water at the hydrant. Now, speed is the key because we have a big hole outside and all that water is kind of draining out even as she's filling those buckets and jugs. So well, I'll go out with her right now and help her fill them up a little bit, and then I'll come back and shut this off. But I just want you guys to know I don't plan on doing this like when I'm 60 and 70 years old. But I will get these systems ironed out so in the future we won't have any problems. And actually this year we wouldn't have had any problems except for Rambo rubbed up against that hydrant. So I'm gonna have to address that too when I fix it. So we're just gonna fill these up, take some water over to the sheep, and just keep filling these up and then put them in the house. But I think the moral of the story is if you're not flexible and you can't handle adversity, you're not going to want to live this off-grid or homesteading type lifestyle. Because there's stuff coming at you all the time, and it's up to you to fix it.
Yeah, because if you have something planned for the day, generally something else happens and changes it quick. Well, Doug and I got all of the waters back in the house because it's going to freeze tonight, so we're going to make sure they don't want to freeze. So all the water's inside. And then I'm making a yummy cabbage, what do I have in it? Cabbage and broccoli and carrots and garlic and sunflowers and golden raisins, kind of like a slaw that we're going to eat with our burgers tonight. And then he's down in the root cellar and he's measuring right now because we get steps. Yay! So you guys have something to look forward to. And another thing I wanted to talk to you about is kind of like how you deal with things and your attitude, because we're big believers here about that. You know, how you deal with something, it kind of will make or break you. So if you think, you know, oh my gosh, this is terrible, that's where all your energy is going to go. But if you think of it more in positive means, I mean, it is just amazing how your life will change and how things just kind of flow right over you and it's like smooth sailing. And here's your health little nugget for the day. Just try to eat during the daylight hours. Just like a daylight diet. So simple. It could really start giving you more energy, feeling better. So that's just something simple that you could add to your diet plan. And stay tuned because we have one baby lamb on the ground. So I'm interested to see if she's going to have one or two. Not quite sure. So stay tuned for that. And leave a comment below on what your favorite meal of the day is. If it's breakfast, if it's lunch, if it's dinner. Doug and I are having something we call dinner. It's usually between lunch and dinner. And other than that, we will see you guys later.
If you are anything like me, then right about now, you're asking yourself, what can I do to help out somehow? Well, that's a start, but watch us don't